His family was able to read him some verses from the Bible, and he was able to actually ask for a Bible on his own that he could read in the room.
Doctors say a patient battling the Ebola virus in Omaha is relying on faith to survive. Dr. Rick Sacra is more alert today, but it's just too soon to tell if or when he will recover. Good evening, I'm Megan Matthews.
And I'm Kelly Bartnick. The medical missionary arrived in Nebraska early Friday morning from West Africa, where he contracted the virus. Doctors at the Med Center are using every treatment resource possible, even Sacra himself. Dr. Rick Sacra's health is making progress. Those treating the Massachusetts doctor at the Nebraska Medical Center briefly updated his improving condition Sunday.
The improvement that we're seeing is that he is more alert. He is talkative, asking questions about his course and what he's doing here and what we're doing to help him.
Sacra is answering questions too, talking with doctors inside the hospital's biocontainment unit who are calling colleagues around the world to decide the best treatment.
Been able to give us a number of tips on the natural history of Ebola virus and an approach to it, and the importance of fluid replacement, for instance, which was not always available in Africa.
There is no Ebola cure. The drug used to treat 2 other Americans who recovered from the virus in Atlanta is gone. Doctors say they're taking things day by day, even using a research drug for Sacra's treatment.
The disease we're dealing with, Ebola virus, is something that can have phases, and you can start out and improve and then later get into difficulty with other medical complications.
Dr. Sacra's wife Debbie and his oldest son Maxwell arrived in Omaha Saturday. They talked to him via video conference. Debbie Sacra says they are relieved to see him again. Rick is very sick and weak, but slightly improved from when he arrived yesterday, she said in a statement. He asked for something to eat and had a little chicken soup. Doctors say he told jokes too. The medical missionary also acknowledged his faith, a healing power in itself.
His family was able to read him some verses from the Bible, and he was able to actually ask for a Bible on his own that he could read in the room.
It's far too early to relax and say we're out of the woods, but we're encouraged by what we see.
Doctors will not say what experimental drug they are treating Sacra with. They say he continues to ask about family and friends, but has had no outside contact.
President Barack Obama says the U.S. is sending help to West Africa. The military will set up isolation units and equipment. The U.S. will also provide security for public health workers coming from around the world. But the president says it will still be months before Ebola is controllable. And while Sacra continues to improve here in Omaha, in Massachusetts, friends and family prayed for his recovery at a service held today in Boston. Reporter Rebecca Ray continues our team coverage tonight.
We've been concerned about Rick and his family.
Dr. Paul Church worked with Rick Sacra for many years. Now he and hundreds of other friends anxiously wait for updates, thousands of miles away in Boston.
He didn't really express any fears about returning. He was confident that he needed to go back to help the people of Liberia that he's been so connected with for a number of years.
As close friends, both had seen the lack of medical attention in Africa. When Sacra volunteered to treat sick Ebola patients, Church wasn't surprised.
He really is dedicated to helping these people and is devoted to doing it for the honor and glory of God.
Driven by faith, Sacra traveled back to Liberia to treat contagious patients. Part of his mission, training locals to be family physicians.
He knew there was a great need there. They needed to reopen the obstetrical unit.
Church says Sacra left for Africa in August and was only there a short time before coming back to the United States infected with Ebola. Rebecca Ray, KMTV Action 3 News.
Health experts are conducting the first human safety study of an Ebola vaccine, hoping to use it in West Africa.
New monkey studies show that one shot of an experimental Ebola vaccine can trigger fast protection, but the effect waned unless the monkeys got a booster shot made a different way. The vaccine looks promising, though. A single dose protected all 4 vaccinated monkeys when they were exposed to high levels of the Ebola virus just 5 weeks later. The challenge is the effects wane over time.
And for the latest on the Ebola outbreak in West Africa and treatment in the U.S., you can head to our website at KMTV.com.
Hospitals across the Midwest are on alert after hundreds of kids caught a mystery virus. 10 states have contacted the Centers for Disease Control for help investigating the virus. Colorado, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma have all reported cases. The CDC says the hundreds of cases could just be the tip of the iceberg. Kids who catch it have trouble breathing and need care around the clock. It's especially risky for kids with asthma like Will Carnejo.
My head started hurting after my lungs started sort of closing up.
White as a ghost, blue lips. He just passed out, had his eyes rolled back in his head, and had to call 911.
Doctors are still trying to figure out what caused the virus to spread.
Police say a woman stabbed a man overnight to stop him from choking her. There's still blood on the ground near 30th and Pratt today. Officers say they found Jeremy Betts with a stab wound around 1:30 this morning. Rodnisha Culliver told police she stabbed Betts in self-defense because he was choking her. Betts was booked for domestic violence strangulation. Today, Omaha police officers honored Cops soundman Bryce Dion. OPD joined dozens of officers from across the country to remember the 38-year-old at his funeral this afternoon. Friendly fire killed Dion on August 26th. He was with the Omaha police as they responded to an armed robbery. Officers shot and killed the suspect. Dion was also shot. He died at the hospital.
The pilot of a helicopter that crashed in western Iowa this weekend is recovering in an Omaha hospital. The crop duster crashed in a field near Macedonia after hitting a power line Saturday afternoon. Trainer's fire chief says the pilot was out of the wreckage and conscious when paramedics arrived. His injuries are not life-threatening. And women will remain a minority in the Nebraska legislature next year, no matter who wins in November. Women currently hold 10 seats in the 49-member legislature. 3 will leave office in January because of term limits. 6 women are running for the first time. If all incumbents and first-timers win, there would be 13 women in the legislature. Civic and political groups say they would like to see more women since about half of Nebraska's population is female.
If you went out to eat today, you could have helped save a life. 10 Omaha area restaurants partnered up with Susan G. Komen, Nebraska for the first ever Dine Out for the Cure. Part of your breakfast, lunch, or dinner bill today went to help fund education, screening, and treatment for breast cancer.
Omahans love to eat, and we thought this was a great opportunity to get the community involved. Dine out and have a portion of your proceeds help save a life.
Money raised from the Dine Out event will go to Susan G. Komen, Nebraska. Now, because this is the first year for the event, organizers did not set a donation goal. The town of Columbus glowed gold last night to help shine the light on pediatric cancer. Hundreds of families wore their gold and superhero t-shirts to the Sammy Superheroes Glow Gold 5K. And there's a picture of Sammy and some friends from last night. The nonprofit Sammy Superheroes organized the event to help raise awareness about childhood cancer. 6-year-old Sam Nahorny was diagnosed with neuroblastoma in 2012. Sammy Superheroes is dedicated to raising money for research for all types of pediatric cancer.
Doctors and nurses reunited with their miracle babies today. Families who spent time in the newborn intensive care unit at Children's Hospital reconnected with the people who got them through some of those scary moments. This little guy right here was born early at 26 weeks. He weighed 15 ounces at the time. He spent months at Children's with a hernia, a blood clot in his heart, and still developing lungs.
They took care of him, but they took care of us too. So they were overall just, it was like having a second family. And I think he recognizes a lot of the voices because he was all smiles.
This miracle baby is now 8 months old. He weighs 11 pounds. Dad says he's doing well. He just needs surgery for his hernia and to wean off the oxygen.
I'll tell you, John, another gorgeous day today. 2 in a row. We're getting lucky.
Yeah, so far so good, but you know, I think we may be seeing a bit of a dress rehearsal for November.
Oh, I spoke too soon.
Yeah, towards the end of the week. I mean, it's going to be turning a bit chilly, yeah. I think we'll pretty much, well, we got one more nice day, let's put it that way. Okay. Tomorrow should be pretty warm. In fact, we may be climbing back into the 80s. Right now, we're doing a little work in the Controlled Comfort Weather Center, so I'll be steering you through the graphics from behind the scenes. Don't worry, it's going to be fine. We'll be all right with this. As we take a look at temperatures, We have 68 degrees here in the metro. We have south-southeast winds at about 12 miles an hour. Low humidities, mainly clear skies. Absolutely gorgeous out there. And that's pretty much the same story around Douglas and Sarpy County. 63 in Columbus, 58 in Bellevue. On the cool side and other locations from Elkhorn down to Gretna and Papillion, we are in the lower 60s. As we take a look and expand outward, pretty much the same story. Clarinda is at 57 and Columbus at 59, but everywhere else pretty much in the lower 60s, with 60 in Nebraska City, and now we've seen a change. We're now 64 here in the metro area. Our high today, right in the comfort zone, absolutely gorgeous. Upper 70s from Columbus toward Lincoln and Beatrice and Falls City, but for the rest of us, mid 70s, 76 here in Omaha, and lower 70s at Denison and Atlantic. As we take a look at our satellite, it is mainly clear. We had a few wisps of high to mid-level clouds pass through the metro, but we're keeping an eye on things farther to the north, up around south central sections of South Dakota. Right in this area here, there's been a few thunderstorms that pop up, and what we're seeing there is a subtle little wave of energy that may be affecting our weather toward tomorrow morning. As we take a look at our network of radars, you can see those returns up there around Pierre. Let's get a little bit closer. On either side of Highway 90, we've got a couple of thunderstorms up there, and one Lone Ranger down to the southwest of North Platte. But these thunderstorms may migrate into northeastern Nebraska. We'll see an increase in cloud cover later on tonight. The question is, how far south will they go? There's not a lot of moisture to work with. We've got at least a slight chance of rain in the forecast for tomorrow. Let's take a look at our Viper forecast model for the remainder of tonight. As high pressure scoots off to the east, we'll maintain a southerly wind flow, bringing up those humidities for tomorrow. And you can see the clouds increasing by tomorrow morning, and we could see a shower or two, but particularly to the north of the metro. But as I mentioned, we'll keep a slight chance of rain in, and by the afternoon, then we're looking at partly cloudy skies. As we take a look at temperatures, in the morning, 56 degrees. We'll see light southerly winds, but as we head toward noontime, winds will pick up somewhat. We'll be around 74 degrees for the afternoon temperature. And again, there's those chances for rain showers, especially to the north of us, but by the afternoon, we'll see a break in the clouds. For tonight, 56 degrees, the overnight low with south winds 5 to 10. Tomorrow, wind speeds will go to about 10 to 20 miles an hour. We'll climb to about 82, and can't rule out a rain shower for the metro area. For the rest of the weekend, though, it's really Tuesday. 70% chance through Tuesday in the afternoon, through the nighttime hours. Could see an inch or two in some locations. 80 for the high, and then behind the rain comes the cold front, and it's a significant one. Slight chance for rain on Wednesday, but look at Thursday. 58 for the high, 42 to start things out on Friday, and then pretty much lower 60s, climbing to about 69 for Sunday of next weekend. So some chilly weather on the way. Megan?
Thanks, John. A 5-year-old died in a car crash in Iowa.
Why authorities say the kids shouldn't have been in the car in the first place.
Plus, a child got a new hand because of a printer. His reaction to the surprise.
I'm Phil Aldridge. And I'm Garrett Gordon. Game night.